What's poppin', TJ Unbox? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be going out on the road with my 2023 Hyundai Elantra SEL Convenience, showing you the lane assist and also the stop-go cruise control, which is really awesome when you're driving around town. I'll be showing you all of those features in this video. I got quite a few requests for it. Also, there are some mods I've done to my Elantra. If you want to see some videos on them, let me know down below. But let's hop in the car and we can get started with this little showcase of all the tech. So hopping in, we are already turned on. I'm gonna cut to another clip where I actually went through the lane centering earlier today. So let's go to that. All right, so I'm gonna show you how we turn on the active lane assist, and how we do that is by pressing this button right here. This one right here, we just press that and it turns on a little steering wheel in the middle of the console right there. So when it's off, it doesn't show up, and once it's on, it shows up. So that is what indicates that your lane assist is currently active. When it is white, that means it's not turned on, but once it turns green, that means it has a good track of the road, and that means it is going to be pulling you into center. So that is how you know. It doesn't have any audible warnings, which is kind of unfortunate, but that is what lets you know it is currently on. There is also our lane departure warning right there, and that is always on when you turn your car on, but you can turn it off by pressing that button. But let's get going and we'll start driving. So once you get on a road with some decent markers like the one that we're coming up on right now, you can see that the steering wheel turns green. That means it has a current track on the road. So once I let go of the wheel, it is going to continue to drive itself as long as it has a clear indication of where the lanes are. So you can see we're passing a car. It is currently green. No worries. I'm going to slow down a little bit. My foot is on the brake. And the moment you hit the indicator, it turns off the active lane assist, and you can see it flashes green for a second. That's just letting you know it is turning off, and it turns off anytime you hit your indicators, and that way it doesn't pull you back in the lane if you're doing lane changes. You can see it also updated our speed limit, but the lane assist is already on after seconds of being on this road. I really love how fast and quick it adapts to different road conditions. We are going to be coming up on an intersection where it usually loses control, and I'll demonstrate what that looks like just because there is a gap in the road. So it just lost it, it flashed, and now the steering wheel is white, but once it gets back onto the road, it's going to detect it and it's already green again. So in my brother's Audi, it usually goes, oh, you're going a little bit fast. In my brother's Audi, it usually takes quite a bit of time for it to actually adapt to the road and learn the lane markers. But in this car, it tends to be pretty fast. As you saw, within a matter of seconds, it already connected and started centering us. But now it is turned off because there are no lane markers. Some intersections actually do have lane markers going through, and your car will adapt to it, but you can see it is currently not. So once we get started, you will see it connect to the road in front of us relatively quickly. So once you see the green on the steering wheel, it connected. All right, there we go. So yeah, my hands are currently off. What I'm also gonna do is hit our adaptive cruise control. I'm gonna slow it down a little bit because we are going a little fast. It's kind of hard to focus on that. So now it is currently slowing down and speeding up. But with this SEL convenience package, it also has stop and go. You can also just see it updated to a school zone, but it is not a school day, so we don't have to worry about that. But yeah, this does have stop and go. So if there is a car in front of us, it'll automatically slow down and even go to a complete stop at a stoplight or a stop intersection, which is really, really cool, and I use that a lot. It's a little scary at first because you're completely trusting the car to brake, but once you get used to it, it's not as worrisome. So let's get going on this road. And you can see this road is a little bit more rough. There's a lot more in it, but this should still connect, and it already has adapted. So that is just really cool. And you can even see that the lane departure warning hasn't even detected this road, because those two systems run independently of each other. The lane departure is different than the lane assist. So sometimes you'll get the lane assist working and the lane departure doesn't work. And then other times you get the lane departure working and the lane assist won't work. But you can see these are pretty rough roads, and it still has been very accurate, very adaptive to all the intersections that we've gone through. And this guy is in the middle of the road. All right, so I'm gonna pull off and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so that was a little clip that I filmed earlier. Now we're gonna go back on the road and I'm gonna show you the automatic stop-go cruise control, and you just turn that on by pressing this button. While you're going at speed, you can choose the speed by going up and down. You can also choose the distance by pressing this button. I honestly keep it at the minimum distance. It is a little bit scarier, but a lot of aggressive drivers can just cut in front of you if you don't have that engaged. If you have a very far distance in front of you, it makes like an open spot while you're in traffic, and people just like to cut out in front of you. So that's why I keep it at the minimum distance. You still have quite a bit of space to brake if there was an incident or an emergency. But yeah, I just keep it at the minimum. So other than that, I guess we should get going. I'm going to put it in reverse and we're going to get started. I'm not going to be taking this car on the interstate today. However, if you do want a video of me showing you what it's like on the interstate, let me know down below and I might make that possible for y'all. I have noticed when you're on the interstate with all these self-driving features, it honestly can just like drive itself for minutes on end because it automatically slows down and speeds up with traffic. And since interstates tend to be more straight, there's usually no issues with the lane centering assist. It rarely ever tells me to put my hand back on the wheel. So that is what I really enjoy. But let's get started and go on some busier roads. So I'm going to first engage our automatic centering by pressing that button right there, and it already activated right there. So we're gonna go left onto this busier road. Hopefully we can go behind some cars so that I can demonstrate the stop go cruise control. So we're gonna go left here. So you can see it's already lane centering and there are some gaps in traffic, but we still have the lane centering assist. Even right here with the little gap, we might lose it, but we did not. So yeah, that is what I really like about this Hyundai. Like there are literally gaps in the road and it is still not messing up. So I'm gonna quickly turn on our self-driving. So it's going 63 miles an hour. My feet are currently off the brakes, my hands are off the wheel, and it should ideally completely stop for this vehicle in front of me. My feet are off the brakes. It is currently slowing itself down for this car. Again, feet are completely off the brakes. It is slowing down. It can be a little scary at first, and you can see the car's off center, but we still slowed down completely. That is a little scary. And look, so it tells that the car is leaving. It's gonna make a noise. The leading car is driving away, and that just lets me know that the car is going. Now, if I take my foot off the gas, since I was accelerating, the car's automatically gonna accelerate with the car in front of us. So this is what I mean when it's like self-driving for the most part. Like for most of your driving, you know, the turns and stuff you take control of, but I feel like a majority of your driving is just going straight on a road. So since this is able to stay in the center of the lane as well as stop and go, I think that takes a lot of the worry when you're driving out of the way. So this guy's gonna move and the car's automatically gonna speed up to our 43 miles an hour. My feet are off the gas. And if one of these cars in front pulls out in front of us, it'll automatically slow down if they're too close to us. But no, we're just accelerating. And you can see it still has the lane centering right there with the green button, the little green wheel. But we're going by these cars. You know, it can be scary when you do it the first couple times, but you can tell I've trusted it enough with the past like 1,500 miles I've driven. See how my feet are off the gas, off the brake, and we're still rolling. The one thing you do need to pay attention to is stoplights. It is not going to stop automatically for stoplights or stop signs. It only stops when there is a car in front of me. So we're going to go up here. And once we get up here, instead of having to keep my foot on the brake for the next like minute and a half that this stoplight's going to be, I can go over here and press the button that says auto hold. And what that automatically does is activate this little thing. And once I push down on the brake completely, it'll turn green. So now I can take my foot off the gas pedal or off the brake pedal and it will not move. This is amazing when you're at McDonald's or some other fast food place and you don't want to keep your foot on the brake and while you're waiting in line for like 30 seconds or like a minute. You can just take your foot off, you're resting your foot, and it just waits there perfectly without having to go into park. It's like a completely separate feature, and I really like that, and I like that this car has it. So we're about to get the light, and I'll show you how quickly it can adapt to the new road that we're going on with the lane centering assist. Okay, I just want to do a little bit of a pull. This car is not the fastest of cars, but you can see it's already tracked onto the lane. But yeah, like just all these tech features like make up for so much. Like the ease and convenience of this car is just so amazing, and I don't have to worry while I'm driving. Obviously you want to keep both hands on the wheel, but there are moments where you can take both hands off. And we're going like 40 miles into oncoming traffic, and I'm trusting this. Do not try this at home. Obviously my hands are right here, my foot and stuff, I can easily, hit the brakes, but Yeah, this is what's kind of nice. Like it swerves a little bit every once in a while, but it tends to be pretty straight, and I don't really feel like it's bobbing me back and forth. And yeah, that's why I like this car, guys. Not only does it look super sick in the inside and the outside, but it also functions very well. So we're just gonna do a quick U-turn over here, head back on the road. Hopefully we can be behind some cars so that I can show you more of that stop and go cruise control, because that is a really fancy feature, and it took a while to trust, but I ended up trusting it more than I thought I would. So I'm gonna go hit this button to go back up to speed. So it is going to go, let's set it to 40 miles an hour. All right, there we go. So now it's gonna go 40 miles an hour. I'm gonna go a little bit faster just so we keep up with traffic. So it's set for 44 miles an hour, but this car is too close in front of us, so that's why it's going under the speed limit that we have set. My feet are again off the brakes and off the gas. The car is driving itself with the steering wheel, so it's kind of like, I don't know, you kind of can unplug from driving, which is kind of nice every once in a while. Obviously, you still want to be aware, but the fact that this car is under $30,000, pretty nice. And let's see if it pulls this. It just lost the steering, but it grabbed it back within a matter of seconds. That happens sometimes when you pull up to intersections and stuff, because lane markers aren't that clearly defined. So I want to go a little, okay, so there is a stoplight up here. So we're going to automatically stop for this car. Foot is off the brakes, but I want to get in the faster lane, so we're going to go up here. And again, with the auto hold, it is holding its position for me, so I don't have to have my foot on the brake the whole time while I'm sitting at this light. And I also really love the digital display that the SEL Convenience comes with, because it does look so beautiful. I think this is the third setting. I think there's like 4 in total of different like choices and colors that you can have. I personally really like this, and I have like a blue theme. I have some LED lights in here, some underglow as well of blue, but we're gonna get going. So it just lost the steering, but I think it's gonna get it back in a matter of seconds once we get up on this road. It still hasn't grabbed it yet. There we go. But if you're in any other car, like, I'd highly recommend you checking out some of the older vehicles that have this, just so you can see how much of a difference that this fast adaptive control has. Like, I know my brother's Audi, like, it's a pretty nice Audi, 2017, you know, so even with that car, it might take 10 to 20 seconds driving in this straight line for it to actually connect to the road. But this one is just super fast. We're about to lose it, I think, maybe. And we didn't even lose it for that intersection. It's still locked on, and it still had control. So I don't know what else to say about it. I'm gonna speed up and just show you that adaptive cruise control again right here. So you can see this car is braking, and I have my foot off the brake and off the gas, and we're gonna slow down automatically. It also does flash your brake lights. It doesn't flash it, but it activates your brake lights when it's slowing down. And again, with the auto hold, we're waiting for this right turn, foot off the brake, and we're just waiting. There we go, gonna indicate. And we're off. So yeah, even with this horrible road, like, you can see these conditions, it's still automatically driving for us with the lane centering. This is pretty intense, pretty cool. I'm really happy that this car is so advanced and has all these features. Like, that is why I went with this Hyundai. I was thinking about a Honda. Honda has similar lane assist, but it's not as fast as this. And just, yeah, I highly appreciate all of the features that this car has. But we're going to go to McDonald's, and we're going to try the auto hold so I can show you what that looks like, and hopefully some of the other cool features it has when you're waiting in line. All right, here we go. I'm going to hit the brakes. And let's say I go on my phone or something calls me, I'm a little distracted. Once the car goes away, it says the leading vehicle is driving away. So that lets you know that the car in front of you left. Pretty fancy. I like it. All right, so that is the 2023 Hyundai Elantra SEL Convenience, showing off the self-driving features. I know they're just like not considered self-driving, but you know, for the most part, it drives itself. It takes a lot of the worry away when you're driving. But yeah, I'd overall, you know, rate this like, you know, a solid 10 out of 10. Let me know what you think down below. And let me know if you want any more videos on my Hyundai Elantra. I really love this car, but I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy. Peace.